All right, let's settle in, because you're not going to want to miss a single beat of this story. Ever wonder what happens when the queen bee of the HOA picks a fight with the wrong newcomer? Picture this: a mountain community, a midnight police visit, and a neighborhood enforcer so obsessed with rules she calls the cops before she even changes out of her slippers. Sounds like a setup for a mess, right? Oh, you have no idea. So here's how it goes down. I'd only been back at my grandfather's cabin 3 days. My first real visit since he passed, just tying up loose ends. Catching my breath, thinking maybe I could find a little peace. 2 in the morning, I'm ripped out of sleep by flashing red and blue slicing through the pines. You ever have one of those dreams where you know you're awake but you wish you weren't? That was me standing barefoot on the cold floor robe half open watching 2 cruisers light up my driveway like a Christmas parade gone wrong. The woman behind all this, Karen. Yeah, I know sometimes the names just fit too well. She's the self-appointed guardian of Pine Ridge, president of the HOA for 15 years, clipboard always in hand, nails perfectly manicured, voice sharp as a hatchet. She's outside gesturing like she's directing traffic at the Super Bowl briefing. 2 officers laying out evidence like she's prosecuting the crime of the century. Photos, documents, a timeline, and this part still makes me laugh, a printed list of suspicious activities. I mean, the woman had clearly been digging through county records and every HOA file she could find, all so she could label me a squatter. As I watched from the window, it hit me: 15 years of dealing with every kind of code violation, and now I'm the headline in Karen's late-night drama. See, my paperwork's all legit, inheritance ID, you name it, but the final deed transfer that's still somewhere in probate purgatory. It's a technicality, but for a person like Karen, that's all the ammunition she needs. I finally open the door and Karen points me out like she's just caught a fugitive. The cops play it straight, respectful, neutral, asking for documentation. My heart's pounding, but my training kicks in. I hand over everything. Karen's gloating, thinking she's got me cornered. You gotta respect her preparation, a color-coded binder at 2 a.m. That's commitment, if not obsession. And here's the twist that nobody on that porch saw coming. I've been a code enforcement officer for 15 years. I could have ended this whole circus in 30 seconds, flash my county badge, let the cops know I'm not some con artist. But something tells me to wait. Let's see just how far Karen's willing to push her protect the neighborhood agenda. Morning comes, and it's like Karen's called in the cavalry. She's got her whole HOA crew, treasurer, secretary, measuring tape, the works. Now it's compliance violations, emergency fines, legalese. That sounds legit, but really isn't. Patricia, the secretary, is circling my cabin, taking pictures of anything that even looks like a violation. Overgrown hedge check. Faded mailbox number double check. And Karen, she's slapping a $300 a day fine on me, payment due by 6 o'clock, or else she files a formal violation that'll supposedly cost thousands more. It's textbook intimidation, dressed up as community protection. I keep it cool. Ask for legal justification. Get back a soup of citations that sound official but have zero actual power during probate. That night, I double-check with a friend from the county office. Yep, none of what Karen's threatening is legal. She's bluffing, and she doesn't even know she's building a perfect case for county enforcement against herself. Of course, Karen's not done. She's the queen of escalation. That evening, she calls the cops. Again. Reporting persistent trespassing, uncooperative behavior, the works. 2 patrol cars swing by, officers step up. And this time I hand over my badge, County Housing Enforcement Supervisor, in black and white. You should have seen Karen's face. Papers hit the ground. All that authority she wielded for 15 years gone in an instant. The officers flip from "let's check this out" to "yes, sir, can we get you anything, sir?" Karen tries one last time, throws every regulation she can think of at me. I stay steady. Ma'am, HOA notification requirements don't override county law. Heirs have rights during probate. Your intimidation, your made-up fees, your emergency calls, all of that. That's not just out of line. That's grounds for a county investigation. The neighbors are all out by now, watching the whole thing unfold. Suddenly, Karen's the one being scrutinized. Even her old allies are looking at her sideways. Here's where the story flips from personal drama to full-on community reckoning. The county launches an investigation. Letters go out to every resident. Turns out Karen's pattern of intimidation goes way back: fines for garden gnomes, threats of foreclosure over fences, bogus emergency fees slapped on anyone who questioned her. Not a single appeal ever made it past her desk. Thousands siphoned from families over the years. It's not enforcement, it's extortion. By the time the next town hall rolls around, it's standing room only. Residents line up to share stories. Mrs. Patterson fined $800 for garden decor. The Thompsons forced to sell their house. Rodriguez family $2,000 for a deck repair the HOA had already approved. The weight of it lands heavy in the room. People realize it wasn't just them, it was everyone. Karen tries to defend herself, but the air's changed. Even Mrs. Peterson, her staunchest supporter, quietly corrects her. He was sleeping in the home he inherited. Karen, that's not suspicious. That's normal. They hold a vote. It's not even close. Karen is removed as HOA president. New leadership rolls in. And within months, the whole vibe of Pine Ridge transforms. Property values go up. No more bogus fines. Residents actually enjoy living there. Karen. She keeps to herself, tending a small garden where she once built her case files. One afternoon, she actually stops me at the mailbox. Her voice tentative, nothing like before. I've been thinking about what happened, about how I convinced myself that intimidation was protection. She admits her mistakes. She even asks if the people she bullied will ever forgive her. I tell her the truth. Forgiveness takes time. Be a good neighbor now. People believe actions, not apologies. For the first time, I actually see her as human flawed, but maybe not beyond redemption. And here's the thing, the real lesson buried under all that drama power doesn't mean screaming the loudest or having the fattest folder of paperwork. Real authority is quiet, calm, and doesn't need to win every argument. Sometimes it's about showing mercy because you never know when a bully might finally learn. So let's leave it right there. HOA justice served karma with a side of paperwork and a mountain community that found its way back to real governance. But let me ask you this. Where do you draw the line between enforcing the rules and becoming a bully? Have you ever seen someone cross that line? Or maybe you've been on the receiving end. Drop your thoughts below, because honestly, stories like these, they're about more than drama. They're about finding where justice ends and mercy begins. If you've got a wild HOA story or just a take on right and wrong in small towns, sound off in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think. And hey, if you like this, you know what to do. See you next time.